But anyway, what about just things in the plot that you didn't understand?
We got you on camera. Text.
Maybe even
Okay, and it's recording right now. So go into it. It's just,
can you see the phone? They line up and they go by.
just barely.
Sorry. Yeah. That's why you just like, why do you ask me? No, Rachel asked me about something in the plot that you don't understand. Do you have anything that you like didn't understand in the story? Anything that was any words? Okay, you're asleep. Okay. So I got some of those. All right, so we're both going to share in just a second. Okay. Does everybody have an idea of what we're doing here? Where's my? Oh, Mason's over here. Okay.
The battery's gonna go dead.
Okay, we'll just keep going. All right. So first we're gonna do let's do my summarizing group. Mason.
I wrote it down. You want?
Okay.
You're not. It's
Okay. Mason, you want to help him?
I'll help him out.
Okay. All right. So they had summarizing, guys. So summarizing, we are just talking about going over what happened in this section, which is probably good for some of y'all because you might not have quite understood what happened or you might not have been listening. So give us like the basics: who, what, when, where, what's going on in this section.
Alright, Willie Weasel and his father were deported from the home to a concentration camp. What?
No, he's fine. He's fine. He's fine.
You just put yourself in the video by phone.
It's okay.
They were taken to perform work for the Nazis who were trying to rid the world of the Jews. The author is trying to convey what happened to him and his father the first few days that were spent in Auschwitz.
Okay, very good. Everybody get that? What's going on? Okay, excellent job. So summarizing is something y'all can do when you're reading along. You get to a point you're like, okay, I'm not sure what's going on. Let me go back and recap what's happened so far. Kind of get you like a little chronological timeline going on in your head of what's happening. That's how I read. I try to see it like a movie in my mind so I can understand the sequence of how things are happening. Okay, TK, y'all still working back there? Let's just go with what you got so far.
Okay.
They were my generating questions group. So they're going to show y'all how to come up with questions from the text that you might need to ask to help you understand the text better. All right, what's a question? First they did question of fact, okay? So question of fact would be questions dealing with person, place, thing, like things that we know for sure happened in the text, but maybe something you don't understand, like you don't understand why something happened. So let's see what did y'all get for questions of fact?
We asked why were the, why did they say you shouldn't tell your age, your correct age, you should say 18 or 40 or...
Okay, that's a great question. We talked about that. Anybody know the answer? Why would you...
So they didn't want to get killed, like
Yeah.
to
To the crematory, right. All right. Then next you guys did question of, what was the second one? Interpretation. Okay. So everybody knows what interpretation means,
Yeah.
like your understanding of what's going on in the book, especially with things beyond fact, beyond the text, like metaphors, symbols. We talked about that stuff with Great Gatsby. So what was your question for that?
We said how was the title of the book defined or interpreted in the book.
Okay, interpreted in the book. Right, okay. So night. What do y'all think about that? Do we ever talk about night?
Yeah.
What do you think? What's TK think?
Okay. Right here.
TK knows.
It says in the book, it says, "Never shall I forget that night, the first night in camp, which has turned my life into one long night. 7 times cursed and 7 times sealed. Never shall I forget that smoke. Never shall I forget the little faces of the children."
Okay, that's good. Thank you. All right, so y'all see, he talks about night almost every time he's talking about all these horrible things that are happening to him. The night is kind of a symbol for what? What would that be a symbol for? Night, let's talk. Yes, night is dark. It can be scary, right? Fear of the unknown. So that kind of mirrors what's happening to them. It's very scary. They don't know what's going to happen. And night, instead of being a restful, peaceful thing where they can sleep and get charged up, that's not something that they get from night. It's just a scary, horrible thing.
Is it despair?
Despair. That is very good. Yes. Sorry, I didn't mean to ignore you, Eddie. All right. So you guys, this group right here, this was my predicting group. Okay. Everybody knows what predicting means, right? It means we're like forecasting what's going to happen next, which is pretty easy to do in this book, right? Because it's all about suspense. We're wondering, like, are they going to die? Are they going to be separated? Are they going to be transported to a new camp? What's going to happen? All right. So they generated questions about what's going to happen. Tell me what y'all got.
It says right here what will happen next.
So what happens next? What questions did y'all write about that?
We didn't actually like write it, but kind of like talked it out.
That's fine. Just tell me what y'all talking about.
Like someone had to write this book, like Angel said. So
So that gives us did y'all hear what he said?
that's what it
Somebody had to write this book. So what does that mean?
Someone was there.
Somebody lived to tell about it. Exactly. Okay. And I thought that was a really smart point that they came up with. Because you know he doesn't die, obviously. The main character is the author of the book. This is one of those books where the first person voice is the author. That's not always the case. Sometimes the author and the main character are different voices, but not in this case. Very good question. What else?
Well, there's a question right here that says, "Why do you think what you do?"
Why do you think what now? Why do you think what you do? Okay. And you gave an answer for why do we think that? Well, because we have this book and we have this story that we're reading in front of us and wouldn't exist. So that is a very smart point. Good job on that. Okay? Now this group over here. This was my clarifying group, right? Now this group was responsible for just kind of clearing up some questions that you can have about anything in the book. Words you may not understand, which there's lots of them in this book, right? Because it's set, where's it set? In Europe, yeah. What parts of Europe? Germany, right? But these characters are from where?
It's like
Hungary. Hungary. So y'all understand that all these countries surrounding Germany, Poland, Hungary, these people are being deported, brought into the concentration camps in Germany. Okay, so that's one good thing. See, we already clarified something. Very good. All right, so let's see, what did y'all have questions about?
What is a synagogue?
Did y'all hear what she said? What is a synagogue? Does anybody know? That's kind of a word that y'all might not be familiar with.
It's a Jewish church.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like a temple where Jewish people go to worship. Okay, so knowing what that is important because you have to understand that when they go to the synagogue in the beginning, it's all like ripped down and destroyed, right? Because it's a Jewish holy place. So nothing is sacred in the Jewish community. They're just destroying everything. That's a very good question. What else did y'all get?
What exactly are they?
Okay. Did y'all hear what she said? What are the gypsy camps? When they're switching from barrack to barrack and they go to the gypsy barrack, do y'all know what that means? Okay.
Caitlin Frederick for checkout, please.
She's in Miss Turner's.
Caitlin Frederick.
She's in
Miss
Miss
Turner's.
Turner.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
So the gypsy camp, one thing you got to understand is the setup of the way these concentration camps work. Okay. So I got to go to Germany 2 summers in a row, and I got to go to a concentration camp, and I saw like how it works and everything, and they showed you the way they categorize them. And it's not just Jewish people that were in the concentration camps. It was all kinds of people. Anybody that didn't fit in with the standard image that the Nazis had for like what the ideal human should be. So that's homosexual people, that's religious people who are like revolting against religion or government. That's
with dark hair and dark eyes.
Yeah, exactly. There's gypsies, people who like we would think of as like hobos. They're just kind of like vagrants. Anybody that doesn't fit in, they're just dumped into concentration camps. And the gypsies were kind of considered the lowest of the low.